let's do this. What's up, y'all? Let's do this. So today I'm just gonna be playing. Hold on. Oh, there you go. I'm gonna just do a reaction to the Arsenal versus Liverpool game that happened today, while I play Arsenal versus Liverpool on eFootball here. But look, first of all, that game was atrocious. That was one of the worst games I've ever seen, bro. Deadass. Like that was such a bad game. We were back. We were at home. Like, how are we gonna be at home and then not be able to capitalize on the fact that we're at home? Like, I mean, we got to go through this. Okay, so number one, look, I don't know what Mikel Arteta tells these boys whenever we go to these games. Like, is he telling them that, hey, you know, we just need to not lose? Because how are you at home against a Liverpool team that everybody's scoring against so easily, and you're not able to even score a goal against them? Like, what are we doing? I mean, there's no service to Victor Gyökeres. It's a lot of sideways passing, backwards passing. Look, I understand Liverpool is always going to be a tough match, right? It's not like a Bournemouth or a Brentford. I understand that. But to not go for it, to do a lot of sideways passing, and not even playing through the middle, it's ridiculous. I thought that game was like, City dropped points against Brentford or Brighton yesterday on Tuesday, or no, Wednesday. Sorry. We have an opportunity to go 8 points clear. 8 points clear, guys. It's there in our hands. In my opinion, my man of the match was probably Saliba or Timber. Now, my only issue with Timber at times is the fact that he's not the best going forward. But he was easily our best player for sure. Speaking of Timber, Jesus. But, like, Mikel Arteta, look, he's a good coach, but at times he's a little too pragmatic. He's too like, oh, let's be safe as possible, you know? And he could do much better, you know? Like, you have a really solid squad, you have good defensive foundations, you know, just get the offense clicking. Tell the offense, yeah, you guys can go for it. We have the best defense in the world. I don't know why he never, like, tries to just go for it on these kind of games against the traditional Big Six. I don't know. But I just feel like that game was there to win. I mean, Liverpool held 3 goals against Leeds 3 weeks ago. They held Manchester City put 3 goals past them. Manchester United put 2 goals past them. I think they won 2-1, right? Like, it's definitely like it's definitely like a game where I felt like we should have at least gone like a goal out of it. Like, look, if we had tied the game like 2-2 or 3-3, I would have understood it more than us just being so lackluster with no fight at home. By the way, we were at home. Now, obviously, a lot of people say that the weather probably had an effect on it, but the weather, you know, affects both teams. I understand that. Liverpool obviously didn't have a shot on target, and you know, all these wonderful stuff. But guys, Liverpool is not in a title race. We are in a title race. We have an opportunity to put points on Manchester City. It was there. They dropped points. We dropped points too. Why do we always got to do this? Look, I've been harping on the negatives. Let me talk about the positives. The positives are, I do like what I see from Saliba. There was a few times where he was trying to get the ball into Gyökeres, which I thought was like an improvement in his game that he's done since last season. He's not just, you know, passing it back or passing it to you know, Martin Odegaard or whatever, right? He does try to get like the balls to the to the striker or to Saka, which is a huge improvement in his game for sure. So that's a positive I can see. Another positive would probably be Saka was absolutely torching their the fullback Kirkes. Not like that, especially that first half. I mean, he had him on toast. Saka had a lot of good. He had a lot of good passes. But yeah, he had a lot of good passes into the box. Unfortunately, you know, they couldn't get on the end of it. Gyökeres couldn't get on the end of it, which is unfortunate. But you know, those are kind of some positives that I saw in the game that I was very happy with. I am understanding of the fact that regardless of how terrible Liverpool is, they are still Liverpool is still a good team. Look, you cannot just any of the big six. You can't treat them like they're nothing, right? Like you gotta understand that they're still gonna come after you. They still have quality, and they do. But I felt like at home with the crowd behind us, I thought we could have gone for them a little bit more, you know. But I mean, I guess that's the positives to it. But man, there's a few. Okay, I talked a little bit of positives. I gotta talk about some individual negatives. I think I'm gonna have to start with Gyökeres. Gyökeres, what is going on? His positioning is a little bit off. He doesn't seem to have good chemistry with Trossard or Saka. Saka will pass the ball in, and Gyökeres seems to not be in that spot. Like he's not near the near post. He's not near the far post. He always seems to be behind a defender. I don't know. Like, look, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. When I watched Gyökeres, all of it was just YouTube highlights. Like I'm pretty sure most of you did, right? Like nobody was watching the Portuguese league. But from his YouTube highlights, you saw his pace. You saw his ability to beat his man. Like all these things. Like I don't see that. Like now, obviously the Premier League is a lot tougher league than obviously the Portuguese league. This is the best league in the world. But a lot of what I consider like basic striker movements, Gyökeres doesn't make them, and I'm really concerned. Like, obviously, as a big club, you sometimes don't hit on a striker, and you have to go again, right? You always got to keep buying until you find the right one. It's unfortunate, but it is how it is sometimes. But I am really nervous about Gyökeres, man. I don't know if he's a full dud. Like, I think the main reason why I'm nervous about Gyökeres is the fact that he's not even getting opportunities to shoot. If Gyökeres was getting opportunities to shoot and was like missing them, right? Like you look at like Yaya Sanogo or like if you look at I don't know, Shamak, right? Those kind of strikers were they were getting their opportunities. They just weren't putting them to bed, right? You look at I don't know, like 2021 Lacazette, right, where he was just absolute cheeks. Like like those kind of strikers, you kind of like were like, okay, you're just not a quality striker. You're still getting opportunities. You're not putting them in. Gyökeres is not even getting the ball. Now, obviously, it is a little bit to do with our creative players, right? Like Saka, Martin Odegaard, whatever. But I can't put full blame on these players because sometimes I'm just not seeing that striker movement that I thought I would see. A lot of people like Gyökeres would be similar to Haaland, right? Where he's not a flashy player. He's not a, he's not going to be like Thierry Henry where you get the ball at the halfway line and it just takes on 3-4 people and slot it in. I was not expecting that from Gyökeres. But what I was expecting was somewhat similar to like Chris Wood at Nottingham Forest, right? Where it was like, boom, he gets one opportunity, he slots it in. But even the opportunities he's getting, he's mishitting it, he's softly passing it into the keeper's hands. I'm like, man, like, you're not already getting a lot of opportunities, dude. You got to put away your opportunities you get. And you also got to, sometimes help with the build-up, like, from time to time, But, I don't know, guys. I'm a little bit nervous. I'm very nervous. I think we're going to have to buy again. We're going to have to buy another striker again, and I don't know how it's going to go. Like, I don't know. The other player I'm really nervous about is Martin Odegaard. What is going on with Martin Odegaard? On his day, Martin Odegaard is one of the best attacking midfielders in the league. But the problem is that you got to catch him on his day. When you don't catch him on his day, he's one of the worst players we have in our squad, for sure. Today was not his day. He was doing a lot of sideways passing. He was doing a lot of just looking busy without actually having any end product. And I'm like, what's going on, Martin Odegaard? Like, this is not who you are. You look at the games that we've had, like, against not Aston Villa. Who did we play where he scored the goal and made it 2-0? You look at that game where he scored. It wasn't Aston Villa. I forgot who it was. But he had a beautiful goal. Oh, it was against Brighton. You remember the goal he had against Brighton? Sometimes I'm like, man, like, what is going on with this guy? I don't know. I'm nervous. I can't lie. I'm nervous. Excuse me. I had to blow my nose. Who else? Yeah, Odegaard. I don't know what's going on with Odegaard. He is. I just think that there is a player there, but sometimes I'm like, where is that player though? Like he would. Too much. But look, everybody knows Odegaard on his day is one of the best players, right? But we got to get him on his day. I don't know if it's assignments from Mikel Arteta, but I don't know.
Really well measured ball. He's in plenty of space here. And it's hoisted clear.
But Arsenal, I don't know what that game was. That was a disgraceful game. That was a disgraceful game from Arsenal. I thought at home against a team that's missing. Okay, Liverpool were missing Salah. No, I know he's not been the best, but they've been missing. They're missing Salah. They're missing Ekitike. They're missing Alexander Isak. They're missing. Like it feels like they're missing a lot of their main players, but I don't know, guys. I mean, I just felt like we should have gone more for that game for sure. Like I felt like that was a very much winnable game. I don't know. What else? What else do I gotta say? Martinelli. No, I gotta talk about Martinelli. Now, I did hear Slot's comments where he said that Martinelli probably didn't know the severity of the injury, and he thought that he was time wasting. But like, brother, you cannot do that to a player that potentially has an injury. That not only is that very unprofessional, you could have caused more problems to him. Now, a lot of people did say that it looked like Connor Bradley was trying to roll onto the pitch to time waste. But, like, do these players not understand that the ref has a stopwatch and that anytime that the ball is not in active play, that watch is paused? It feels like a lot of players don't seem to understand that. That, yes, the time is running on the clock, but the stopwatch of the ref is paused. Right? So I don't know if I can buy that as enough of an excuse. I honestly thought that that could have easily been a red card, and we could have been in a lot of trouble. Another player that is a little bit concerning is Miles Lewis-Skelly. I don't know what happened to Miles Lewis-Skelly. Some people are saying that possibly it could have been because he's not having a lot of game time. So he's a little rusty, but my goodness. It felt like a bloodbath between him and Jeremy Frimpong. Jeremy Frimpong was rapid, by the way. It's insane. I don't know. Miles Lewis-Skelly. And see, that's the issue that I have when people say that, oh, you know, the youngsters will get their time, we're in a title race. But, like, I'm like, guys, if you want them to end up coming off the bench and playing decent, you have to give them minutes. It's the same thing with Eze. I was wondering why Eze wasn't playing against Villa, against Brighton. And it's like, you got to keep these players fresh. You have to keep playing them. You don't play them, this is how they get cold. And you can clearly see that Miles Lewis-Skelly was pretty close. He was pretty cold. He seemed off it. He seemed like he'd lost his pace. I don't know. It was definitely not the Miles Lewis-Skelly that I was used to seeing play for sure. But I don't know. I don't know what you guys think, but I thought Miles Lewis-Skelly. It might be time to put Miles Lewis-Skelly in midfield. I know we don't really have much option at left back because Calafiori's injured, and now Nkapie is also injured. But
now who's going to be first to this?
I don't know. I think it might be time to put Miles Lewis-Skelly as a midfield. That's just my opinion. Eze. Eze did not have a good game, if I'm being honest with you. Like, I thought when he came on, him and Odegaard did not influence the game, and it is a bit nervous that our attacking midfielders, our creative midfielders, are not playing up to standard. That is a little bit nerve-wracking, I can't lie. But I don't know, guys.
Yeah, they were looking for a counter-attack.
But regardless, Eze came on for like the first 5 to 10 minutes he was on the game. I didn't even realize he was in because he was just hiding, it felt like. But it could honestly have been just because of the fact that he is rusty, you know? I don't know. It was just a poor game. It was just a poor game from us, from Liverpool. Like, I'm sorry. If you went to the stadium to watch that game, I truly feel bad for you. You know? Like, that seemed like a waste of money. Obviously, it is great to still see Arsenal play, but to play like that? I don't know. What else? Trossard. I was so shocked that Trossard did not get a second yellow. He seemed like he was on a hothead streak, like he was trying his best to get booked. I was like, hey man, you gotta relax. But luckily enough, no second yellow card. We'll take that. What else? I thought Timber was pretty lively. The only issue with Timber is the fact that he's not the best going forward. So I don't know.
Oh, that's fabulous. Nicely shaped cross. Oh, he's been caught.
Oh.
And it's hit the woodwork.
Anyway.
So the fourth quarter of the game.
Let's see here. Yeah. Madueke was pretty solid too, I thought. He was definitely cooking Kirkes, similar to what Saka was kind of doing. Unfortunately, no end product again. He does not have an assist. So, that is a little bit concerning. But, whatever. He scores important goals. Keeps it going. We'll take it, But, I think that's essentially it in terms of players that I am a little bit nervous about. All in all, am I nervous about the fact that I don't know if this is going to be enough of an attack to win the league? Yes, I am concerned. Can this attack win the Premier League? Or is it going to have to be our defense slugging it out and our attack kind of contributing here and there, right? Because you look at teams that have won the Premier League, whether it's Liverpool last season or Manchester City or whatever, usually their attack is usually the more on it, and their defense is kind of complementary. For us, it feels like it's the opposite, right? It feels like our defense is going to be the one that will pull us to the title with our attack kind of complementing it. Can we win the league like that? I think we can, just because the Premier League has not been good this season, unfortunately. But at the same time, I don't care, because if we win the Premier League, right, it's not going to be that. It's not going to be an issue that we didn't score like 80, 90 goals, right? But my main issue is that if our defense is not on it or has an off day, can our offense pull us through, right? Can we win a game 4-3? Can we win a game 3-2? That's my only concern. What happens if we have a game where the team scores 2 on us because we had some defensive error, right? Kind of like the Bournemouth game. Can we do that consistently? That's where I'm a little concerned, because I don't know if we can. I do feel like the Bournemouth game was a good indicator that we do have that in our locker to pull for the offense to pull us through when the defense is not 100%. But I don't know, guys. I'm kind of used to the offense kind of being the one to pull through, to pull the defense through. Another issue, a little bit of a concern, is we seem to not take teams serious as much. I know this is gonna sound weird, but hear me out. When we came out the second half, it felt almost like we were just going through the motion, like we weren't on it. It almost felt like we were like, okay, yeah, we'll see how we'll pull this through. We'll pull it out somehow. Our defense is so good. Yada yada yada. It just felt like we weren't taking it as serious as we should have at times. Cause like, I don't know. Like, I'm seeing us like having a little bit of bozo moments at times. Not. I don't know. Like, you see like Miles Lewis-Skelly just randomly pass it to a Liverpool player because he didn't, check his blind spots or whatever. So, I don't know. I don't know how to describe it, but at times it just feels like we're not taking these games serious at times. Like, Guys, you have the opportunity to go 8 points clear of Man City. Do you think would just be you going after it? You saw that Liverpool were on the ropes in the first 20 minutes. Nothing. I mean, how many like saves did you really have to see Alisson make? Seriously, like how many saves did Alisson make? Sure, we were going after Liverpool like that first 20 to 30 minutes where it was just all us. But at the end of the day, I wasn't really seeing Alisson make like incredible saves or making 2 or 3 saves or them having to block it or shots or whatever. It just felt like it was a bunch of like trying to cross it in and then all our players miss it because Victor Gyökeres is on the wrong side of his defender, right? It just felt like that. And that's where I'm a little concerned. Like, if you're wasteful in the little opportunities that you do get to go at a team like that, I don't know if it'll come back to bite you, you know? Now, I could say all this and we beat, what? Who do we play next? Leeds? We beat Leeds. Manchester City loses to Man U. I forgot who Aston Villa loses to. And now we're up, 9 points, right? And this is a forgotten game. These things can happen, all right? It's not the end of the world. I see people saying, oh, title's done. We can't win the title like this. My only reason why I'm saying can we is just because I do have a little bit of doubts, especially after this game. But that's not to say that I'm still going 100% that Arsenal's going to win the title. I still think we will win the Premier League. I just don't know how we will win it. Originally, I thought we were going to win it by absolutely causing clusterphobia on opposing teams' attacks while hitting them with 2 or 3 goals a game. I was thinking we were going to win games 3-1, 2-0, 4-0, 4-1. Like, that's what I thought was going to happen. But it's looking more like we're going to have to, grind out games like 2-1, 1-0, 3-2. Right? That's just how I feel. All of y'all in here, like and subscribe. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. But, I don't know. I think if Kai Havertz comes back, does he keep Gyökeres out of the team? We do play a system with false nines, by the way. People who deny that, they're just denying it for no reason. It is a false nine. It is a false nine system. It is. That's how we play. We play with a false nine. Excuse me. We play with a false nine system, so it can be a little tough for Gyökeres, obviously. But at the same time, I don't know, man. He's not doing what we need him to do. Well seen. Saw that coming. That's great position. Yeah. So good from it's gonna be hard for Gyökeres. We gotta create more, man. We just gotta create more as a team. We can't really rely on set pieces all the time. We can't rely on own goals. We can't rely on those kind of stuff. We gotta go and play some fluid football, and we have done that in the past, right? People saying, "Oh, we're set piece FC." We're not. We've scored a lot of goals, open play. But you can easily tell that this is one of those games where it looked like we were not going to score from open play. It was going to have to be a set piece, and we didn't get the set piece, and we didn't win the game. That's where we got to have that fluid offense. You gotta have that fluid offense. Let's go through player ratings. All right, so Raya was pretty solid. I'll probably give him a 6 out of 10. I mean, he didn't really have to do much. Liverpool did not have a shot on target, by the way, guys. They did not have a shot on target. Liverpool did not have a shot on target. Granted, and this is where I'm a little bit embarrassed to say this, Liverpool did not have a shot on target, but they were the closest to scoring a goal out of the two teams, right? Connor Bradley's shot that hit the bar was probably the closest to scoring a goal, if I'm being honest.
Thumps it clear. And now they can spring out of
Which is a little bit embarrassing because we're at home and we're letting a team who doesn't even have a striker have the closer chances to score a goal. So I don't know. A little nervous.
That's an imaginative pass. Oh, super fine. And no, that is pretty much the end of that. Now it's Martinelli. Oh, good read.
My goodness, Martinelli.
Soboslai is in a really good position
Yeah.
out wide.
I would say Raya, it wasn't his fault for the Bradley hit, and obviously he didn't go in.
Delightful.
Kept a clean sheet. 6 out of 10. I would say. Let's go defense. We'll go Jurrien Timber. I thought Jurrien Timber was phenomenal. Jurrien Timber is one of the best right backs in world football. You can argue with the tree. I do not care. He's one of the best right backs in all of football. That guy is so good. The only thing I would say is an issue is the fact that he's not the best at going forward compared to like Hakimi, Reece James. There could be an argument that he is better going forward, but defensively, I would say Jurrien Timber is probably the best. What else? 7 out of 10 for Timber. Saliba class. Saliba was class this game. I thought he was probably man of the match, along with Timber. Like, I would say, yeah, I would say Saliba was slightly better than Timber. Yeah, slightly better than Timber. He had a good pass the first half to I believe it was to Gyökeres. I was like, oh my goodness, this guy can pass like that. I did not know that. And he had a few times where he crossed the ball in, and I was like, my goodness, I didn't know you had this in your locker. I'll give Saliba a 7.5. Kept a clean sheet. Right, like that's all you need from a defender. Was class. They didn't have a shot on target. 7.5 out of 10. So I would probably put him as man of the match, just slightly above Timber, which was a 7. Gabriel, solid day. Kept a clean sheet. I thought he could have done better with the header at the end of the game. But I think Gabriel Jesus was just right there. Maybe it put him off a little bit. But regardless, I'd probably give him like a 7 also. Was good. Was class. I don't know how I feel about our center backs trying to create for our attack. Like, I know you need to, but like when it's not your game, I don't know. Like you could tell that Gabriel was trying to like go up and like start an attack, but like he wasn't able to find anybody, and I'm just like that's just not right, you know. And it doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right. Gabriel trying to start the attack just doesn't feel right. He's the guy that should be at the end of the crosses, right? The set pieces. But look, if he could do it, sure. I'm just afraid that at times he's not going to. I don't know. Be able to have as like. All right, I gotta talk about this. This is important. Why doesn't Arsenal play through the middle? Guys, Arsenal does not play through the middle. Why? Why is it that every single time we get the ball, we have to go to the wing? We have to go to Saka, we have to go to Trossard, we gotta go to Martinelli, we gotta go to Madueke. Why don't we ever just give the ball to like Martin Odegaard and he like drives through the midfield? Because Liverpool were, okay, I think it was early on in the second, maybe no, actually it was probably the first half where Martin Odegaard got the ball from Saliba, I believe. He was in the center circle. The whole circle, he was the only player in there. Liverpool players had backed off, right? I believe it was Alexis McAllister was tracking Zubimendi, and Dominic Szoboszlai was tracking Declan Rice. Martin Odegaard had so much space to dribble through the middle, right? And try to start something. Instead, he takes 2 or 3 touches, does his little spinny ding ding thing that he does all the time, and then passes it to Saka, who's marked by 2 men, which is Kirkez and McAllister. Saka tries his best to do something out of it, and it ends up going out of bounds for a throw-in. Like, why don't you go through the middle? You know? Like, why don't we go through the middle? Why don't we play through the middle? Why don't we try to create through the middle? I don't know. I feel like we should be able to. We should try to create through the middle. It will help us a lot. I feel like we're so heavy on trying to attack through the wing that if a team shuts us off, we just refuse to play centrally. Guys, Liverpool were literally creating a hole in between Kirkez and Van Dijk. If Gyökeres runs through, you slot it in through that little space, right? Martin Odegaard is beautiful at those passes. I've seen him do it so many times. Why couldn't he have done that? Put Gyökeres through and we get a goal. There was a hole so big the Titanic could have fit through that between Kirkez and Van Dijk, because Saka is a touchline, right? He's on the touchline. Kirkez is like right next to him, like he's his shadow, right? Kirkez was literally playing like he was the shadow of Saka, which meant that Van Dijk was marking Victor Gyökeres. So there's a giant 30 yards. I'm not even joking. There's 30 yards of space in between Van Dijk and Kirkez. Play through those channels. Play through the holes. Liverpool were leaving giant holes. And I think the reason why they were leaving giant holes is because they knew that we weren't going to play centrally. So they're like, they're going to play in the wing, so let's cluster the wings. That's what they were doing. Now, thankfully, we have Bukayo Saka, who's a phenomenal winger, and was able to get past Kirkez like 4 or 5 times to create those opportunities, for a goal. But, like, why make it so hard when there's an easy solution right there? I don't know. That's just my 2 cents about it. But I thought, we should honestly play through the middle more. Like, play through the middle, you know? I don't know. But yeah, Gabriel probably like a 7. Pierio Hincapia, he was pretty solid. Now, granted, I can't lie, I did miss Calafiori, just because Calafiori offers more going forward than Pierio Hincapia does. If I'm being honest, I love him, but he's not the best at going forward. He doesn't have the crosses. He can't dribble like Calafiori. He can't, I don't know. He just can't take on players like Calafiori does. So, I don't know. I missed Calafiori, but defensively, Pierio Hincapia is pretty solid. Probably a 6 out of 10. I think it's pretty fair. He did come off injured. Another injury, man. Why do we get so many injuries, especially defensive? Guys, why do we have so many defensive injuries? Nah, for real. Why do we have so many defensive injuries? Last season, it was offense, right? Attack, right? You had Saka was injured, Kai Havertz was injured, Gabriel Martinelli at one point was injured. This season, it's the opposite. Big Gabby is injured, Saliba is injured, Mosquera is injured, and Nkapie is injured, Ben White is injured, Timbers. Why is it flip-flopping between the attack and the defense? Why? I don't know. I just think that I don't know if we'll ever just be fully healthy. Like, if we'll just have our strongest back line this season. But regardless, it's not an excuse, right? We bought players in the summer. We have the squad. You got to play with what you got, right? I do hope he's okay. They're saying it's possibly his hamstring. I got to do some more research on that. But, oh, man. We're down to Lewis Skelly as our only left back. Goodness me. And Lewis Skelly did not look good, I can't lie. So we might be in big trouble here, folks.
And it's McAllister. It's a delicate pass. Spread out to the left. And he gets big.
But regardless,
that is clearly not the outcome he wanted. Yeah, some good movement inside the box. No shortage of targets here.
Yeah, Nkapie probably a 6 out of 10. I hope he's doing okay. I hope he feels better. Let's see. Midfield. We'll start with Big Deckers. I thought Declan Rice was pretty lively. Yeah, Declan Rice was pretty solid. It's hard to give a high rating just because I thought the attack was abysmal. He did help defensively, especially Lewis Skelly in that second half when he was getting cooked by Frimpong. We are so lucky that Frimpong is very fast but does not have any end product, right? Because, my God, we could have been down 2 or 3 goals. Yeah, Declan Rice, 6 out of 10. 5.5 out of 10. What are we giving him?
So the lead now is 2. This is wonderful front-footed football. The manager will be absolutely thrilled to see his team clicking in every department. That has been knocked clear.
Declan Rice, 6 out of 10. Martin Zubamendi. Zubamendi is an interesting one because I'm like, brother, you're pretty good offensively. Like, you pass the ball really well. Did you see that pass that he had to? Was it Timber in the second half? That was world class. But the guy's physicality's got to be like a 30 in FIFA. I'm dead serious. That guy gets. I'm pretty sure the wind can knock Zubamendi off his feet. He's so lightweight. He does not go in for those physical battles. But he was still pretty solid. But I don't know if I can give him as high as Declan Rice. 5.5 out of 10.
That's really well maneuvered. Jones.
Let's see.
Timber kept aware, and it is reclaimed easily. Lovely pass, but can he get there? Decent chance! Now, who's going to be first to this?
Okay. Yeah, so Zubamendi, 5.5 out of 10.
Because that was a magnificent save.
Martin Odegaard. Oh. Martin Odegaard. Martin Odegaard, bro. I mean, Martin Odegaard is a player where on his day, I said this earlier, on his day, he's one of the best attacking midfielders in the Premier League. He's one of the best creative midfielders in the Premier League. But my gosh, when he's not on his day, That man is not good. He's bad. Very bad. And that was today. He had an absolute stinker of a game. He was killing our attacks. He wasn't creating anything for Victor Gyökeres. He was, I don't know, he just was doing his whole, like, yeah, I'm gonna look busy even though I'm doing nothing to help the attack. Or the defense, for that matter. I thought Odegaard was terrible. I thought Odegaard was pretty bad today. I'm gonna give him a 5 out of 10. He was not good. He wasn't in the game. Like, he wasn't influencing the game at all. Like, I don't know. That's just my opinion on it. But
looking for the run. Saliba gets across to intercept that. And he welcomes it in. He's onside.
Yeah, Martin Odegaard was probably like a solid 5 out of 10. I'm sorry. I know that's a little harsh, but my gosh, brother, you're a creative midfielder. You have to create. Why are you so low? Why is Martin Odegaard playing right next to Gabriel and Saliba? You are a creative midfielder. You should be closer to goal.
Jones. Now it's Gakpo. He's not played the ball. That's a foul.
I don't know.
Well, you might think he got off lightly. It is just a verbal warning.
Martin Odegaard, brother, you're the captain. You gotta take the game in your hands and create and do something. This is one of those games, man. We need you. We need you, Odegaard. We need you.
Over to the left.
Yeah, 5 out of 10. You know what? No. No. He had so many opportunities to slot the ball into a player in open space, and he, instead of doing that, what you do is you get the ball and you dribble in a little circle because he can't use his right foot. He can't use his weak foot, and it kills the attack. I'm giving him a 4.5 out of 10. That was a shameful performance from Odegaard. I expected way better from our captain and our creative player. Like, what are we doing? We'll go to Saka. Saka was absolutely cooking that first half. I can't lie, he was cooking that first half. Kirkez looked like he was on toast. Like, genuinely, Saka was cooking. Unfortunately, there was no end product. And it wasn't his fault. Because our striker, who scored 100 goals in 2 seasons, is hiding behind a defender. So, Saka, I can't give you that low of a rating. Because it wasn't your fault. You should have had like 2 assists. I'm going to give Saka a 6.5 out of 10. I thought he was pretty solid. It was unfortunate he didn't get an assist because of the guy that I'm going to absolutely slate. But, yeah. I don't know. Performance so bad, it's making me sick. That's how bad it was, guys. I got the flu from that performance. The flu. I don't even get sick. And now I'm sick because of that performance. So yeah, Saka 6.5 out of 10. We're gonna leave the striker for last, and we're gonna go to Trossard. Trossard is low-key a hothead, isn't he? Like, I thought, you know, he's 31. You know, he seems like a really calm guy. But I can't lie, man. He's a little bit of a hothead at times. I thought he was very fortunate not to get a second yellow. It almost felt like he was trying to get a second yellow. And I was like, dude, what are you doing? Relax. Yeah, he just didn't create much. But at the same time, can you blame him? Like, our striker is playing like a center back in possession. So
He can run onto that.
I don't know.
And that's put paid to a promising move. And the pass is intercepted.
6 out of 10 for Trossard.
And it's made its way to him. He's got away. Oh, he's got a sight of goal. Across it goes.
Yeah, I'd give Trossard a 6 out of 10. He was trying his best to get a yellow card. I was like, relax, buddy. Like, relax.
Short. Well read. And the danger is averted. And now a sudden chance to counter. He's through. Now is he in? He's had a shot. It's fallen kindly here. It's in. Yet another goal in an awesome performance.
I think. Should I go 5.5 out of 10 or 6 out of 10 for Trossard?
Some heroic goalkeeping, but even that couldn't save them this time.
All right, honestly, I'd give Trossard a 6 out of 10. He was helping defensively, especially when Miles Lewis-Skelly came back. No. What did he do? What did Trossard do this game, though? Five and a half out of 10. I don't know what he did enough to get a 6. He was not at the same level as David Raya. I don't think. That's just my opinion.
Well, that's into the opposition. You can see their manager on the touchline telling his team to calm down, but they'll need to do that pretty quickly. It's composure from here.
Oh boy, I don't want to do this one, but we got him. Victor Gyökeres.
Oh, that's a key interception.
Victor, Big Vic, Glock 9.
Powering forward here.
Bane from Batman. You play like the character, the actor Bane from Batman if you didn't know how to play football.
Came up against a defender though who was
Buddy.
so determined.
Victor Gyökeres, you scored 100 goals. 100 goals in 2 seasons. 100. In factuality, it was like 90-something goals, but whatever. You get what I mean. I understand it's the Portuguese league. Don't get me wrong. I understand. Right. Portuguese league is definitely nowhere near Premier League status. I believe Premier League is ranked the #1 league in coefficiency and difficulty, and I think Primeira, whatever league it's called, in Portugal is like ranked number 9. So I understand that. But buddy, Gyökeres, what's going on, brother? Talk to me. Did you not learn basic striker movements in Portugal in the championship at Brighton? Buddy, why am I watching Gyökeres marking Van Dijk and Konate while we have the ball? Why are you hiding behind Van Dijk and Konate? Buddy, you're over 6 foot. Gyökeres is like 6'2", 6'3". I'm 6 feet tall. So he's like 2 or 3 inches taller than me. You're a big guy. Gyökeres! York! Big Glock! I need you to perform, buddy! What's going on? No, but seriously, on a real note, what's going on? Saka crosses the balls in multiple times. Saliba, Trossard. And he's not there. Rice whips in a beautiful pass in the first half. I mean, it was a beautiful cross, man. It was like, whew, whew. It bent. And Gyökeres is like 4 or 5 feet away from where he should be to head the ball in, hanging out with Konate. Where's that striker instinct? Now look, I ain't want to talk. I play rec league, football, Sunday league, and I play mostly as a defender or a goalkeeper. But damn, at times I feel like I could have better movement than Gyökeres. I feel like every single person that's watching me right now probably got better movement than Gyökeres. The ball's coming in near post. This dude's like Timbuktu, way to past the far post. The ball's going in far post. He's all the way by the penalty spot. Brother, you gotta lock in, Gyökeres. You're not playing in Portugal. This is the Premier League, and you're playing in one of the best teams in the Premier League. We need you to lock in, buddy. Bro, I have friends that were saying you're going to get 25 goals. It's going to be you and Haaland for the Golden Boot. Brother, you might be in a Golden Boot race with Gabriel. Big Gabriel. Not even Martinelli or Jesus. I think Gabriel has 4 goals this season. 5 maybe. Gyökeres, he's coming for you. What's going on, buddy? Damn. We need him to lock in. We need to. Now, obviously, can we win the league with Gyökeres playing terrible? I think we still can. It's absolutely anything can happen in the Premier League. Leicester won the title. But in games like this against Liverpool, right, where it's a slow, muddy, lackadaisical game, we need Gyökeres to come in as the handy-dandy striker that causes Alisson, not Van Dijk and Konate, because I've been seeing people online talking about, oh, he keeps the defenders occupied. We don't need you to keep him occupied, buddy. We need you to keep the goalkeeper occupied. Score some damn goals or have a shot. I saw a stat that said that he had not had a shot in open play in the past 7 games. Open play. Because obviously he scored against Everton. I think it was like, what, last month? A month ago? But buddy, you gotta lock in.
Aims beyond the defense, and it's Rice.
Like,
Gakpo.
at this point, I don't even know why Sporting was like fighting so hard for Gyökeres, bro. Remember how hard they were fighting for him?
Most of this turnover.
If I was Sporting, I would have told him, yeah, go ahead and have him. Give us that $60-something, $60 million. Because right now, it feels like daylight robbery. It does not feel like Gyökeres is worth $60 million. It feels like he's worth $16 million. Hey, everybody that's in here, like and subscribe. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. But Gyökeres, bro, I still believe a little bit. I still believe a little bit in Gyökeres. I don't think he's going to get... I don't even think he's going to get 15 goals. I think he's going to get like 11 or 12. right? The only thing I gotta go based off is the fact that Kai Havertz, up until the Christmas break, in his first season with us, had like I think 1 goal, and that was a penalty against Bournemouth, and he ended up finishing the season with. He finished the season with what, 14 goals, 13 goals. So that's the only thing that's giving me a little belief, is that Kai Havertz also started slow. My only issue is that I don't know if Gyökeres and Kai Havertz are going to be on the same level in terms of turning it on for that second half of the season. Like, can Gyökeres have that Kai Havertz second half of the season cameo? I don't know. Maybe. But that's the only thing that's keeping me keeping that belief, is that he might have that Kai Havertz cameo. But aside from that, bro, it's looking pretty bad, brother. It looks pretty bad. Yeah. Gyökeres is 3 out of 10, bro.
It's the sort of situation that
like,
capitalize on now. Trossard gets through on his own. Chance!
I have no idea how Trossard missed that. But regardless, Gyökeres, brother, I'm gonna need you to like find your feet. It's already halfway through the season. You're embarrassing us, bro. You gotta lock in. I'm gonna still support anybody on the team, right? Because at the end of the day, they are Arsenal. But Gyökeres, buddy, I don't know, man. When Kai Havertz comes back fully fit, we might have some uncomfortable conversations. Like, we might have some uncomfortable conversations about Gyökeres when Kai Havertz comes back. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say.
A moment to try and place the cherry on the cake.
Like,
for the time being.
That's my only issue. Bench players. Skelly, Hall of Shame performance. That was bad. Like, he does not look like he even wants to play left back half the time. Cause like, what was that, bro?
And he welcomes it in. Now it's Rice.
Skelly, 3 out of 10. I know that's harsh on the youngster. I understand that, but from what I saw from Skelly last season, that was nothing near it. Is that harsh? Yes, but if we're going solely based off of emotions or based off facts and not emotions, that's a 3 out of 10. Who else came on? Martinelli, 1 out of 10. Just for what he did on Connor Bradley. That was what, like, come on, bro. You've had injuries, brother. On the field. How are you going to disrespect somebody like that? Even if you think they're time wasting. The ref has a watch. He has a watch. He stops the watch whenever the ball's not in play. You don't need to take it upon yourself to try and get play restarted. 1 out of 10 from Martinelli, bro. That pissed me off. I don't care if you're an Arsenal player. You do not do that to... and then now we found out that he had a really bad injury. And he might... I don't know. They're saying that it could be his ACL or maybe a dislocated knee. But a guy has a dislocated knee or an ACL damage, and you're out here trying to shove him out of the field? No. That's a 1 out of 10. That's a Hall of Fame shameful act. Shameful. 1 out of 10 from Martinelli. Eze, I don't even... Bro, where was Eze even in? He comes in, and he has, like... He touches the ball, like... Deadass, Eze probably touched the ball less than Gyökeres did. I'm not even joking you. I think he did. And Gyökeres barely touches the ball. as a 4 out of 10.
And the referee brings it to a close. Well, this is a side which is perfect.
Who else came on?
Perfect, a win they will relish having pulverized.
I think that's about Gabriel Jesus. I don't know what's going on with Gabriel Jesus, dude. That dude cannot finish. He cannot finish. And that's always been my issue with Gabriel Jesus. He's such a technically gifted player, but his end product is so bad. How do we get the brain of Gabriel Jesus into Gyökeres while keeping Gyökeres' ability to strike and finish the ball? That's the striker we need. 5 out of 10 for Gabriel Jesus. I don't know what he did. Nani Madueke, he was pretty lively. He put in some good crosses that, you know, none of our strikers, like including Jesus, is not there to slot it in. It's just, I don't know why we put in crosses. Guys, why do we put in crosses? We always put in crosses and they never get to the end of a boot. Ever. It's useless. Along with long throws. Long throws, crosses, useless. Who I think is that all the folks that came on? I think that's about it. Mikel Arteta, 5 out of 10. I don't know what you told the boys at halftime, but they came back from halftime and they were atrocious. They were atrocious. That was the worst start to a second half I've ever seen Arsenal play. At home, mind you. At home. They were at home. I'm a bit nervous just because we still have to go to the Etihad. And can we put a performance like that against the Etihad, or against Man City at the Etihad, and come out with a positive result? I don't know. That's why I was like, is 6 points enough? I don't think so. We got to create a little bit more separation. Now, obviously, I said, Man City does not look, they don't look perfect, right? They have a lot of flaws, a lot of injuries. But we have to take advantage of it because they've already gotten Antoine Semenyo. They're probably gonna try to get Gehi, which, right? They're gonna try and get Gehi. We're trying to get Gehi. I'm not exactly sure why we're trying to get Gehi. I don't know if we're just trying to get it so that Man City doesn't get him, because he's not gonna. If Gehi comes to our team, he's not starting. He's not getting Gabriel or Saliba out of the team. I feel like that's facts, right? But Man City, look, we've seen Man City 2 years in a row. They had the run in where they won like 15 games in a row. Took the title out of us. That's what I'm saying. We got to create a lot of separation. We got to create a lot of separation. But look, I still believe we're going to win the Premier League. I'm an Arsenal fan. I always believe that we'll win the Premier League. Until we cannot. Mathematically, whatever you want to consider it. But I am nervous because I felt like this was a missed opportunity to create a little bit of a separation that would have helped us if we didn't get the result we wanted in the Etihad, or if maybe if we did drop points later on and Man City try to get a gain on us. Stuff like that. But at the same time, we're still going to win the league. And everybody's going to have to suck it. When Martin Odegaard lifts that trophy, every other rival fan's going to have to suck it. It's that simple. But I just hope that we don't play like that ever again, right? We still have to play Chelsea at home. We still have to play Tottenham away. I'm trying to think of all the big six teams, the traditional big six. We got to play Chelsea at home, Tottenham away, Man City away. Manchester United at home. We cannot play like that. You can't play scared. It's almost like you're giving too much respect to these teams at times, you know? I don't know. But sometimes Mikel Arteta's got to take off the handbrake. And when we say take off the handbrake, we don't mean take it off for like a game, bruh. Take it off for multiple games. We have a good defense. Let our offense thrive. What's the point of getting all these good defenders if you can't trust them to defend if something happens? And that's one of the reasons why I'm pretty sure we don't play Ethan Winery a lot and Eze a lot, is because they're not good defensive attackers. But I don't know. Everybody in here, like and subscribe. I appreciate each and every one of you. So we got Portsmouth for FA Cup Saturday, I believe. Excuse me. That should be an easy win. I would do a heavy rotation. Bring on the kids. Waneri. Play Eze. Play Gabriel Jesus. Nani Madueke. Like, just play our B team. I think that should be. I mean, Portsmouth is what? They're in the championship. I mean, it's still always tricky, but I think we should be able to handle them, right, with our B team. So I would probably like do Kepa. I'll probably do like who was that young player that played a little bit in the Champions League? Like, he's a defender. The one with the cornrows or the braids? I think cornrows. Play him. Play Ben White, Miles Lewis-Skelly, Norgard, Ethan Waneri, Eze, Nani Madueke, Gabriel Jesus, Gabriel Martinelli. Yeah, I'll go with that. And our next Premier League game is against Leeds. I'm not exactly sure what that is. Hold on. Oh no, well, okay, so we have FA Cup Sunday at 7 o'clock a.m. Then we have Chelsea on Wednesday. That's the EFL Cup semifinals, leg 1. And then we have Nottingham Forest Saturday. Portsmouth should be a win. Chelsea can be tricky, but they don't have Caicedo. So, I mean, you play your first team, we should be able to win. Nottingham Forest, it can be tricky, but let's get that dub. What else? We just gotta hope that we keep that momentum and that this was just a little blip, and it's not an issue that we'll have to deal with later on. Everybody in here, like and subscribe. I do videos like this. You know, I play. I talk about Arsenal games. If you guys like my commentary, please like and subscribe. I appreciate each and every one of y'all in here. But, look, the season's not over by any means. There's still, 17 games to play? So let's not get carried away. Yes, it is a 6-point lead. We could have made it 8, but we didn't. That's whatever. You gotta look into the future now. Can't look at the past. Still think we're gonna win this Premier League. Just gotta keep winning our games. City will probably drop more points. I mean, they've dropped, points in 3 of their last games. So, you know, who knows? It could keep going on. And Aston Villa might drop some more points also. So, let's keep going. Let's keep winning. Let's get dubs, right? One thing I want to talk about is the injury to Hincapie. Well, there's two things I want to talk about. Is Arteta's thoughts on Martinelli's what he did to Bradley? He said, knowing Gabby, if anybody knows Gabby, he's an incredible, lovely guy, and probably he didn't realize what happened. I hope that Connor as well. I will have a word with him now, to understand that, but probably he didn't recognize what happened. So he's pretty much saying that Martinelli was ignorant. He thought that Gyökeres had a good performance. I don't think Gyökeres had a good performance. And what did he say anything about Hincapie? I don't think he did. Oh, interesting. All right. Well, I guess I was trying to see if he said if he knew what was going on with Hincapie. I guess he did not say anything. Oh, all right. Well, he didn't say anything about Hincapie. So we'll probably learn what happened to him tomorrow, probably. But yeah, that's about it from me. I appreciate each and every one of y'all who came to the stream. Like I said, I do streams like this. I talk about the Arsenal game. I play video games. So if you guys like this, I'd appreciate it if you guys drop a like and subscribe. I know I've said it a couple times. I'm not trying to beg or all that, but I am a small creator, so when I get 12, 13, 14, 15, 20 people watching me, I just try to remind everybody, to help a brother out, essentially. But yeah, I appreciate each and every one of y'all. I hope everybody has a great day. Thank you for tuning in, and peace.